So many of us spend our lives chasing this feeling of security, right? This sense of abundance. But what if that constant chase is actually the very thing holding us back? Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful mindset shift, one that moves us from that frantic pursuit of wealth to a calm state of possession. And we're going to use the ancient wisdom of Psalm 112 as our guide. So, what does this actually feel like in real life? Well, on one side, you've got the mindset of pursuit. This is where you're constantly bracing for impact, doubting if there's going to be enough, always feeling like you're a step behind. It's totally driven by a feeling of scarcity. But then there's the mindset of possession. Now, this isn't about hoarding or being greedy. It's about being stable, generous, and calm. The real difference here isn't what's in your bank account, it's your internal operating system. And this is where Psalm 112 comes into the picture. It's not some magic formula for getting rich quick. Think of it more like a roadmap for an internal transformation. It's a way to shift out of that stressful chase and into a state of calm, confident stewardship. It's really about changing who you are, not just what you have. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's explore how we can start modeling this new mindset and what it actually means to align with abundance. The core practice here is something called modeling consciousness. It sounds a little academic, right? But it's actually pretty simple. It's not about begging for things from the universe. It's the act of repeatedly and intentionally stepping into the identity, the very energy, the frequency of the person who already has what you're seeking, someone who already lives in a state of total provision. You're basically rehearsing a new reality until it becomes your natural. And just to be super clear, a wealthy consciousness in this context isn't just about money, not at all. The source defines it as this whole state of being. It means being stable in your character, generous with what you have, unshaken when things get tough, always thinking about the future, and deeply anchored in your faith. It's a much richer and honestly, a much more resilient definition of wealth. Now, the centerpiece for this whole practice, the main affirmation, comes from verse 3. Wealth and riches are in his house. What's so fascinating here is the tense. It's a declaration of a present reality, not some far-off future hope. It's saying that for the person who is living in this state of alignment, provision already exists in their environment. It's here, now. This is so important. Reciting that verse isn't about demanding riches or feeling like you're entitled to them. It's a statement of alignment. You're aligning yourself with the principle that provision is always available, and you're declaring your intention to become the kind of person who can handle it, who can steward it with grace. And you can take this a step further by reframing it into a really powerful personal prayer. Instead of just stating the verse, you can actively ask, Lord, shape me into the kind of person whose house carries your provision, your peace, and your purpose. See how that shifts things? It turns it from a passive recitation into an active prayer for your own personal growth. All right, so that brings us to the practical how-to of all of this. Let's talk about the 3 alignment channels. This is basically your new operating system. This whole process works like a 3-part loop. First, it's about identity. You consciously tell yourself, this is who I am becoming. Second, you shift your attention. You literally start retraining your brain to scan for signs of provision instead of constantly looking for threats. And third, you take action. You start behaving like a calm steward, not a frantic struggler. These 3 things work together to create this amazing feedback cycle that completely rewires your approach to life. And listen, the goal here isn't to get some sudden one-time deposit into your bank account. The goal is to install a completely new operating system. One that actually changes how you make decisions, builds real confidence, and just infuses your day-to-day life with a sense of calm. It's a fundamental upgrade to how you interact with the entire world. Okay, so we get the theory, we get the posture, but how do we make it real? This next part is all about taking that alignment and making it tangible through daily grounded practice. To really make this stick, you've got to pair the mindset work with simple grounded actions. For example, track your spending for 10 minutes, but do it calmly, without any shame or judgment. Improve one small skill that's tied to how you earn a living. Give something away, even something small, but do it with joy. And finally, finish that one task you've been putting off forever. Each one of these actions reinforces that identity of a capable, generous, and responsible steward. This quote just nails it. It really gets to the heart of the whole thing. Recitation forms the inner posture, action proves the alignment. The internal work, the prayer, the affirmations that shapes your identity. But it's the external, daily actions that prove the alignment is real. You really can't have one without the other. And that brings us to a final, really powerful question to think about. Because this work, it's an ongoing journey, right? It never really stops. And the question is this: if abundance is God's desire for us, why do hidden blocks exist? To put it another way, if provision and peace are how things are supposed to be, why does it feel so difficult for so many of us? It's a question that really invites us to look deeper at our own beliefs, our own barriers, and honestly, it's the perfect place to continue our own reflection.